Hi, this is Ravi Shastri. Let's look at the captains in the year 2011, how they've gone with their captaincy, who are the new captains on the block, and what I think of them, some of them. We'll start off with the South African, Graeme Smith. Now, he was captain of South Africa for years, even in the one-day game. He's quit the one-day international captaincy. He still is captain of the Test side. I think it's a good move for Graeme Smith because it allows him to focus on Test matches as a leader. It allows him to play freely in the one-day game as a player. It allows South Africa to groom someone for the future, who can take over from Graeme as a Test match captain as well. And he's a mentally tough character. I think he's done an excellent job for South Africa. Over the years, he took over in tough times when Hansie Cronje had to be replaced. And he's done many good things. But one thing he'll regret is they've never gone all the way, South Africa, to win one big one-day competition. They're always a side that will threaten in the Test match arena. I wouldn't be surprised if they push to number one the quickest, over the next 6 months or so. So Graeme Smith still has a role to play, but South Africa have done the right thing by getting a new captain, A.B. de Villiers, for the one-day game. Australia, Ricky Ponting. Now this is a big one. Ricky has been captain for years, and again he's got a terrific record. He's done a very good job, and one has to say with Australia, they do things right. They realize that the time had come to groom someone for the future. I thought Ricky should have stepped down from Test captaincy maybe a year and a half before he actually did. Simply because I reckon he would have been getting a lot more runs for Australia as a batsman if he had done that. Michael Clarke is street smart. I think he'll do an excellent job for Australia, and already early signs suggest that he's about to do just that. So Australia on the move. Their team again rebuilding, and I think they'll be a team to watch out for by the end of 2012. Now, captain who had a magnificent year last year, Andrew Strauss, helped England become the number one team in the world, had a great Ashes series. England beat Australia in Australia after a long time. And again, after that year, he's done the right thing by saying that he doesn't want to play one-day cricket, he doesn't want to captain the one-day side, just focus on Test matches. Because I think what he's done with that England side is he's got some unity in that team. There's team spirit. You can see each man playing for his colleague. And Strauss, who's mentally a strong character, has gone a long way in ensuring, along with Andy Flower, discipline, camaraderie, at the same time ensuring that the players have full faith in him. So he's done an excellent job. Plus, he's led from the front because he's got runs himself, and that makes a huge difference. But again, doing the right thing. Allowing somebody else to lead in the one-day game. It's Alistair Cook now. I don't think he's the right choice. I think Alistair Cook should be allowed to play as a batsman, and England should find somebody else. So if you ask me who that somebody else is, I'll pick Graham Swan because he's a certainty in the side, and he's charismatic. He's someone who will think out of the box and someone who could show a different path for England in the one-day game. Another captain I'd like to talk about is Misbah-ul Haq. Now, senior player. We know what's happened with Pakistan and captains. It's like musical chairs. They can keep changing captains as if there is an order that every Test match you should have a new captain, or every series you should have a new captain. But in giving Misbah the captaincy, I think he's done an excellent job. He's got the team together. They've gone through a lot of controversies over the last year, but they pulled up as a unit. And one thing with Pakistan, no matter what hits them, by way of media, by controversies, once they're on that cricket field, they compete, as Sri Lanka has found out, as England will soon find out when they play against them, in a month's time. So I think Misbah deserves the credit for doing a very good job. But Mahendra Singh Dhoni, he's had a fantastic year. Forget the England series, that can happen. It's not going to happen too often when it comes to MS. The fact that he's had a brilliant year, I say, is India won the World Cup. And not many captains can boast of being captain of the number one Test team in the world and being World Cup champions. So, you've got to give credit to MS Dhoni. He still has a long career ahead of him. I still see him captaining India for at least 3 years, without any issues whatsoever. And he's got some good youngsters around him to ensure that India stay on top. So MS Dhoni, I see no problems for him. Well, any feedbacks, any comments on what I've said, you can get back to me on Ravi Shastri at castrolcricket.com.